Life with Kris. We are now entering the homeschool series. It'll be just short videos. All of my videos, my hope is to always keep them under 10 to 15 minutes so that we can just talk. I want to make it easy so that as a mom, maybe you only have 10 or 15 minutes to watch a video. I don't want you to have to be like, oh, I have to stop and come back to later. You can finish the entire video in those 10 minutes of free time that you have. So in the homeschool series, I want to give you a couple tips on homeschooling frugally. This whole video is just about doing it on a budget. So my first thing is, if you can, don't invest in boxed curriculum. I know for a lot of parents, boxed curriculum feels easy and safe because everything comes that you need, but it gets expensive quick. And so you could blow your budget very quickly if you have more than one kid. You will blow your entire budget if you have more than 2 kids. We have 5 kids. There's no way I could budget. There's no way I could or even would want to budget for boxed curriculum. It's just way too expensive. You're spending $300 to $500 per kid. Too much. So I would tell you, don't be afraid to piece together your own curriculum. Don't be afraid to Google textbooks, science books. You can literally Google science textbooks PDF, or math textbooks PDF, or language arts or grammar book PDF, spelling book PDF, writing PDF. You can Google those things. Also, don't be afraid to buy used books. While they're not brand new, it's really good to get them used. If for no other reason, then they a lot of times come in good shape, and you're saving money that you can put toward other books that you can use. Our family has decided to invest in spines, which is books that we can buy once and reuse for everybody else in the family. And so I have been, my budget has been about maybe $300. I've spent about maybe $300 to $500 a year buying about $300 a year building our spines. And I've been buying used. We have, when I go to Aldi's, if you follow me if you're on my Facebook or you follow me on Instagram, you know that this year I went to Aldi's and I bought all the learning games that they had for like your preschoolers, your kindergartners, your first graders. Bought them up. Some of them were on sale for $3 and some change. The other ones were $4.99. And I have them. They're on the shelf by the books. And when kids need something quiet to do, or they're waiting for a meal, they're waiting, to eat breakfast, eat lunch, eat dinner. You can grab a game, sit down, and you're getting an educational fun game in. I also like to pick up fun little science experiment type kits. Aldi's had them on sale for like $6.99 each. I bought one of every one that they had. And we haven't even used them. I just have them put up so that when we're ready to use them, once it's warm outside so we can do the experiments outdoors, they're here. And so Sam's Club is another place that you can often go into, and they will have like different STEM kits or science experiment kits that you can get for about maybe $9 or $10 there. And so I recommend that. Look into the free curriculum. One great resource is called The Good and the Beautiful. The Good and the Beautiful has their levels 1 through 5 language arts curriculum on their website, absolutely free. All you have to do is input your email and hit download. That's it. Input your email, hit submit, and then a download link will appear. You download it, you get the entire language arts curriculum for that grade. And granted, you would think it's just language arts. No, Jenny's language arts includes geography and art. So not only you doing language arts with grammar and writing, but now you're getting in geography and art included in that. And then there's like PDF copies of the books that they'll read and different resources. So as long as you have access to a decent printer, whether you own one or you're outsourcing to a printer company like there's one printer company called the Homeschool Printing Company. And they're really actually pretty cheap. You can outsource, have it printed, and they'll ship it back to you. Or do what I did, invest in an Ecotech printer. It costs a little bit much up front. I spent about $250 after tax. We caught it on sale. Right now you probably spend around $300 after tax, but I print about maybe 3,000 to 6,000 pages per ink fill up, and I buy the off-brand ink. I get maybe 2 bottles for about maybe, I think 15 or 20 bucks. That ink, I am still working off the same ink that I bought last year, because I got 2 bottles and I am still working on the first bottle. And I've been printing off that first bottle since October. I print on average a couple thousand pages a month. So very, very good investment. In the summer, when you can stock up, when you have the back to school sales at Walmart, stock up on what you need for the year. Don't just get a bid, think, oh, we can use this for now and I can go back in January. You don't want to do that. You buy everything. You buy to the point where it almost feels like you're hoarding in the summer. So that way, when you need more come January, February, you don't need to go back to the store. You just go into your stash and pull out what you need. Because the same crayons that you can get for maybe a quarter in the summer, you're going to spend a whole $1 for them come January. So why wait? Buy $2 or $3 worth of crayons and just have them sitting, so when you need them, you have them. $2 or $3 of crayons in the summer is easily 8 to 12 packs of crayons that you just have sitting. Do the same thing with markers, do the same thing with paper, do the same thing with pencils and pens and binders, printer paper. Buy all of that stuff in bulk in the summertime when they have the sale at Walmart and you can get stuff for dirt cheap. Overbuy in Walmart that time of year, so that way when you get to this time of year, you're not trying to scramble to get supplies. You just go into your supplies and pull out what you need. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I can visit your library? If you don't have a library card, I don't know what you waiting on. Nowadays, your library card gets you access to not only just the books in the physical library, but it gets you access to books on Hoopla and books on Overdrive. It gets you access to the audiobooks, to the ebooks. If you have Hoopla, you're getting access to the audiobooks, ebooks, movies, music, all of it. So you definitely want that, because maybe you can't buy the books that you want your kid to read, but you can go to the library and get a copy, or you can go through Hoopla and get an audio copy of the book. Audible has a online platform. It's like Storyboard Kids. You can Google it, and it reads the books to the kids for free. Now, granted, you can't download the books or anything like that, but you can bookmark it in a browser, on your phone, or on the computer, and then pull the books up, and it'll read the audiobooks to the kids out loud for free. Another option that we got last year was books. When the pandemic first happened, Books offered a free year of it to homeschooling, to just had it out there. If you were any type of educator, you could get it for a year and use it in your classroom. And then because we're homeschoolers qualified to be able to get it as well. So we got a year. And then because it's been still going and schools are kind of like, don't know what they're doing, they extended it for another year. And so Books is literally, it's like the Netflix of reading books. There's tons of books, all different kinds of books. They're not going to be like Dr. Seuss or anything like that, but it's going to be quite a bit of books that they can, and it's audio books, but you see the visual of the book, of the pages, and it kind of make the books come to life when they're reading them. We love it. I have it on the iPad, and when the kids are, when big kids are doing work, I set it up on the small table for the little girls to sit and watch it. They love Unicorn. It's a book about a unicorn and a horse. They love that book. We watch it tons of times. Gosh, I watched one about sloth, which is in their emotion series, and it's pretty nice. I'm almost done, because I'm almost at my 10-minute mark of where almost at 10 minutes, and I want to stay under 10 to 15. Might go over 10, but I'll definitely stay under 15 today. Is invest in your library. It has been proven that kids who have books in their home tend to have greater reading comprehension, greater test results than kids who live in homes that don't have lots of books. So as you see, there are tons of books behind me. snacks up there, but there are tons of books here. Now these are more of the bigger, it's like there's Twilight up there, and there's, I don't know if you can see, I have these ones. These two I got free at my library, but the rest of them, I got them at Barnes and Noble's right after they reopened from COVID, from the pandemic, when they reopened in the summer. I spent, I think, maybe $7 or $8 for each of these big books, and they have multiple stories. Like this Jane Austen one has 4 of her books in it. The Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales is all of the fairy tales in them. This one has like hundreds of poems in it. I love poetry. My favorite is Robert Frost, The Road Not Taken. This one has several mystery stories in it, and this one is several Sherlock Holmes. My kids are into mystery books, so I bought 2 of them that have a lot of mystery books in them because they love mystery. They like, that's the genre they like. And so when I go to the library, I go find all the Nancy Drew I can get my hands on. I've also picked up all of the American Girl books I can get my hands on. Like I have all of Kirsten's story, all of Molly's, almost all of Felicity, almost all of Judy's. Still trying to get my hands on good old Addie. But the goal is just to get a lot of good books. I like I am adamant trying to get all of the American Girl books because that's historical fiction. And so for history, you can go over, you know, your encyclopedia. We have a King's Fisher, so we'll read what's going on in the encyclopedia with the big kid, but then I'm like, hey, for fiction, go read an American Girl book so you can see, you're reading about the facts of what it was, but now read in the book what it actually would have been like for somebody who's living in that period. That's one of the reasons why I like A Story of the World, and we invest in all 4 volumes, because it is giving you the historical fiction, the historical facts, along with the historical fiction to let you see how it would look, and that is your living book part of Charlotte Mason. So I hope this has been a little bit informative. If you have any questions, drop your questions, your comments in the chat, or you can email me at lifewithkrisbush@gmail.com, and I'll answer your questions either directly or I'll do another video and we'll talk about and we'll flesh those questions out. My last thing for you, mama, is pour into you. You know what I'm saying? Pour into you. Start your day off, start your kids' day off with Jesus. Right now, my kids and I are going through all of us, everybody is going through the quest. This one is my book. I got me and my oldest daughter the teen version of the book, just because when I looked at the teen version and the adult version, I did not see a lot of difference between the teen book and the adult book. And the adult book is on sale at Lifeway for only $4. So and then I got PDF copies of the kids one, so that way I can always reuse it with the kids. And so all of the kids, me and all of the kids, are doing the quest by Beth Moore. That's giving us time to stop and spend time with the Lord. We sit down, we do the quest, and we're listening to worship music together. The ones who do not read and write, they're just listening to worship music, listening to us talk about scripture, and they're dancing. But you have to get into the word every day, so you're inviting Jesus into your day. The days I don't invite Jesus in, I'm a whole lot more cranky, a whole lot more frustrated, and it's just it's not as good a day as it could be. And mom, you have to pour into you. We pour out every day to our kids. We have to pour back into us. So you have to find things that you like, find books that you like, pour into you, read books for you. Like I read Karen Andriola's Pocket Full of Pine Cones, and then she has a sequel to this called Lessons at Blackberry Inn, and I'm waiting for the 3rd book in the series to come out. I love these books because she really wrote them for homeschooling moms, and it's fiction, but it kind of gives you an idea of how you can implement nature study into your family. This one does. Lessons at Blackberry Inn is about implementing art study and different ways to do language arts and math. And so the chapters are they're short and they're sweet, so that way if I don't have a lot of time to sit down and read, I can actually get through a chapter or 2 reading that book. And as moms, we really need that. Like we really, really need to be able to pour into ourselves. So if you're not doing Pick a Bible study that you can read for yourself. Get yourself a devotional. Get a Bible that you really enjoy. And then find books that you can enjoy reading about, that you can enjoy reading, pouring into yourself. Get yourself a journal so you are journaling through your days. Get yourself community. I have the Standard of Grace guided journal. It just got here this morning. That I'm going to go through that while I'm also reading A Simplified Life. Both of these are by Emily Lay, and I'm also waiting on Grace Not Perfection to get here. And her books, I like her books. Shout out to my girlfriend Sheena, my sister Sheena, for putting me on to Emily Lay. But I like her books because they're very interactive books. You're reading them, but it also requires you to engage with the book, to write with the book, to journal with the book, and get some community. If you know me outside of this, then you know I am one of the leaders with Wives in Waiting. I implore you to get in community with a good band of sisters. I do life with Wives in Waiting. I am part of the communications team and events team, and I'm on the Good Thing mentoring team. And you will catch me teaching like at a minimum once a quarter or twice a quarter in the ministry. And I enjoy it. I enjoy the sister I have. The leader of the ministry, her name is Shantae. I absolutely love Shantae because she doesn't just lead the ministry, but she shepherds and pastors us. Like, she literally operates in the role and gifting of a pastor. And that's what you need, especially now when we're in a pandemic and a lot of us cannot go out the door to actual churches, or we're attending online churches. Like, I watch Transformation Church every single Sunday, but I can't literally pick up the phone and call Mike Todd and he pour into me like that. But I know I can talk to Shantae and let her know this is what I watched, this is what I'm going through, and she literally pours into me, and I get that pastoral care that I need, that type of shepherding from a pastor that I need. So I say all of that just to say, get into community. Wives in Waiting is for everybody. It's not just for wives or just for moms. It's for singles. It's for marrieds, for divorces, it's for widows. It's for everybody. We have a youth program for girls. It is for everybody. The literal wives in maid means that we are the body of Christ as a wife waiting for our heavenly husband. That's what it means. So it doesn't matter what station of life you find yourself in, you are a wife who is waiting for her heavenly husband. So I hope that you have enjoyed our video. We still went over 15 minutes, but I'm under 20. And come back. Bring your friends. Meet me at Wives in Waiting. Meet me on Instagram. My handle is Life with Kris. And I look forward to seeing you for video 2 and our next year, our concurrent running series, which is Motherhood Conversations. Love you.